This is senorcactus with the Unfriendly Brawl, here to bring you a deck tech for Galazeth Prismari. I'm here with games. We're gonna rock some games after this. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Let's get to it.
So anyway, this deck is pretty sweet, Galazeth Prismari. The game plan is pretty simple. So in the early game, we're looking to build up the number of treasures that we have. You'll notice that Galazeth Prismari, his ability is that you can tap treasures for mana. So if you can get to 5, 6, 7, 8 treasures, then that allows you to cast instants and sorceries well above the normal amount of mana that you'd have at that point in the game. So we use cards like Magda Brazen Outlaw, Treasure Map, Captain Lannery Storm, Plundering Barbarian, etc. to build up our army of treasures. We play Galazeth Prismari, and then we untap with 1,000,000 mana to cast some crazy spells. In particular, we've got a lot of X spells, stuff like Blue Sun Zenith, Pull from Tomorrow, Shadow Skull Smashing, Culmination of Studies, Mass Manipulation, to win the game all at once using all those treasures. A lot of just other standard removal counter spells as well to keep our opponents on their toes, but that's the general game plan. We're going to make a bunch of treasures, and we're going to cast some outrageous spells. So anyway, let's get down to business and play a few games. Ready?
Any particular archetype you want me to start with or anything? Just
hit me with your best shot.
Something.
Hit me with your best shot. We gotta show off this deck playing against some good stuff, you know.
Okay. Well, I will. We'll just start. We'll start kind of classic, while we have the energy.
Well, this is the game
A
special.
tale as old as time.
But not the Tail's End. That card's banned.
No. Of course not.
Looking at this hand, my first thought is that the free mulligan is great.
I feel that as well. I have a hand that is okay. It has a lot of what we're looking for, but no blue mana, and is really dependent on me resolving a Cultivate on 3 that I also need to draw land for, so I'm just going to mulligan rather than keep something kind of sketchy. And ooh, bellissima, molto bene.
I do not like the chef's kiss that I heard on the other side of the battlefield. I'll play on, but I'm scared.
It's not...
Oh dear.
It's not like, oh my god, you're getting zested, but it is Arboreal Grazer in to put into another land, kind of.
Would you say that this Grazer is Blazer, Laser, Taser? Which of the many Globo Gym members?
Probably Blazer. Alright, so you could easily have interaction here, but it's 2 mana interaction, and if I don't do it, am I doing something good enough? So I actually think that it's possible that you'd really like to just, like, counterspell here, play some 3-drop or something like that, and because I have the option of doing something else, I think if I just try to jam Tamiyo here, it's, not good enough. Like, if I hit, I'm probably in a really, really good spot if Tamiyo resolves, but...
So I just drew this card. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn back.
Alright, but that lets me do this, which either forces some action for you now, and I get to resolve my commander, or I just draw 2 cards.
I got nothing, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
So knowing games, this card is 100% that 6 mana
Orange
time
Epiphany?
warp. Yeah.
I mean, I think I did take out all the other turn spells, so yeah. Or not all the other turn spells, all the other Foretell cards. Okay, what do I want to do?
Good news about that card is at least it exiles itself decent. At least it's decent enough to exile itself, you know?
Yeah.
Well, this card is poopy in the matchup, so I'm gonna cycle it away. The reason we're playing Sweltering Suns here is actually exactly this use case. The fact that it can cycle when it's not good in the matchups like this where the opponent isn't playing a lot of creatures, I think is very valuable. Okay, so what to do here? I think we could go land Galazeth. That's definitely an option. I think I usually like to have more than 1 mana available when I cast Galazeth. My opponent, of course, does have 2 islands, so they might be up to some Tom trickery of their own.
I would never.
So, let's do this. I'm going to play this card, and I'm going to discard this card.
That.
Alright, we got it through. Play a Sulfur Falls, and then pass the turn.
And I'm thinking here that these treasures...
You are an absolute monster.
You
There's
better
just
believe
no
it.
end to your
Better believe
evilness.
it. From my perspective, the treasures are basically mana rocks. They're going to stay around. Unlike normal decks running treasures, where the treasures are actually sacrificed, here they're staying around. So me dealing with, Mind Stone, something like that actually can't come back is, from my perspective, like something that I probably just have to do. Well...
Yeah, okay.
And now I've removed you from having most of the 2 mana counter spells, which would actually counter Tamiyo. You could have Mystical Dispute or something like that, but with 3 mana open, I'm good. I am somewhat worried that you just bolt or something, but I think the value of me just trying to cast Cultivate here is.
Yep. Lightning Bolt, pretty good card. Tamiyo will not stand for such violence. Alright, so here we are just going to go land into the skipper. Get him out there, all menacing like. You've got 9 turns, games. No thank you? I get the feeling I'm going to lose this counter war, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I get it back though. That's nice. That's good.
Sure you will.
Oh no. Do you have Time Warp? That would.
No,
that would
I
be
have this
different.
one, which is kind of a new sweet tech.
Oh. Oh, Winds of Rebuke. Oh, I see. It combines with Memory Lapse to get rid of my Disdainful Stroke. It's not bad. Tamiyo coming down again.
Yeah, and now thinking about it, I could downtick, get one of my things back, but it is probably going to be hard for you to remove Tamiyo without doing something like River's Rebuking here, and that is a card that I'm thinking of as, not great for me. So I could get back the Memory Lapse or something like that, which I think is not terrible, but I know I have Uro, I know I have some other stuff in my deck, and with my hand the way it is, I'd rather just kind of search for something. So I probably want to do something. Extra turn spell's fine here, but I'd rather get something actually that I could play right now. So the one that jumps to mind is Search for Azcanta. And I probably would have missed anything that I would have. Ooh. Although Sublime Epiphany, I'm actually just going to show this regrowth now, because Sublime Epiphany is a card that I think you will have to respect.
I have no respect. No respect. Okay, what do I do here? I think the answer is probably lose the game.
Cool.
Alright, so we'll do this. And get this out there as well.
Okay.
So Healy's a pretty cool card in this deck. All the spells that I cast now, even if they're countered, end up getting turned into mana rocks, which can be quite powerful. But it seems unlikely that I'm going to get another turn here.
We'll see. Brain
Wow,
Prince
you
from
hit?
Tamiyo, obviously insane.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Whoa. commander. I can put it in my library. Doesn't seem particularly useful to do that. I'll put it in my command center.
Okay. And now, because of the Saheeli, there is the possibility that you actually attack, so I can't just, like, meme attack with this Grazer anymore.
I was excited to maybe cast this card, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get the chance. Yeah, I just can't win. Alright. Next game!
Yeah, Narset Tamiyo, pretty insane. I can realistically start just, like, getting back counter spells with Tamiyo. And I did actually have the memory, so if nothing else, I wheel you next turn. I have 7 cards, you have 1, and the game's over.
Yeah, it wasn't looking good for me there. I think that matchup is probably not what Galazeth is looking to do. It's tough to beat a deck that's all interaction, because they can just keep the Galazeth off the battlefield. And with a value commander like Tamiyo, it's very hard to fight against that.
Yeah, and I think one of the parts that kind of hurts Tamiyo is if you get something down really early where I can't just, like, have Tamiyo anymore. I can't, you know, just, like, sit back on my heels and kind of wait, then, you know, I could, because I'm dying because of damage or whatever, then it feels really bad. But there, where we're both kind of looking at each other, I'm making land drops. I'm playing Cultivate, and you're not, you know? And then eventually I get some turn where I get to cast my commander, cast an extra turn spell with an extra counter spell up, and you're just much more constrained on mana.
Yeah, so not going to plan in that last game. We'll see how we fare against this deck. Killian, Ink Duelist. Hopefully I get to be on the play this time. I do, although I've drawn another hand that makes the free mulligan look really smart. Okay, this hand looks great. I'm going to go ahead and keep this.
I think I've got to keep this hand. It's probably fine in the matchup, probably not great, but it has a mix of lands and spells, and lets me play the game at least.
Yeah, so Games' deck here is basically just 150 removal spells. You may be asking, how is he playing 150 removal spells in a 60-card format? I'm not sure. I'm working on figuring that out as well.
Get the Killian down here. Well,
Here comes
where it can't be
the
countered.
Skipper.
If you have to remove it, then I get to at least turn it into a food. Otherwise, if you're just playing your commander, then, you know, then we're both looking at our commanders, and mine.
Yeah, my commander, I do not think would be long for this world if I were to cast him in this instance. Interesting. I have a choice between these two spells. I think, go ahead and resolve this first.
Sure. Oof. So, definitely playing this land. I almost certainly just attacking the Saheeli, and so I will get that done before doing anything else. Now, you have 4 cards in hand. I can't get rid of Saheeli this turn, so I could try to resolve what I think is a spell that is really, really good for me. That is potentially a little bit worse later. I think I'm going to try to resolve this now, even though it's just single spelling, and I'm not really necessarily holding anything up, because I think this card can do a whole lot if left unanswered. And again, because I have the Witch's Oven, any removal spells.
Scary for sure. Let's go and get a mountain here. And I will go ahead and cast Galazeth.
Well, guess we'll start with this one.
Put it back in the box.
So now with where I'm at, I can already guaranteed kill Saheeli. I just want to make it. I guess I can do that and save myself some. Okay, I'm gonna do something that's probably kind of sweet. So inscription only costing 1 mana because of my commander, not giving you the option.
No blocks. Youch. I do like that I still have a Galazeth in play.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
My opponent's just going to Brass's Bounty.
Man, Brass's Bounty would be the absolute nuts here, as it always is in this deck, but alas, I do not have that card available to me. We're going to do this. I could destroy the Witch's Oven, but I have no respect for it, so I'm going to make a treasure token. I'm going to pass a turn. I do sort of wish I still had... Alright, negate that, of course. Using my treasure tokens as extra mana.
The fact that you negated that makes me really want to look at what your next card is.
Actually, I guess maybe it's better for me to let this resolve, because that way you would have lost 1 life, but somehow I think with you at 31, that's probably not incredibly relevant.
So, I can trade my Light Scribe for Galazeth here, is probably what ends up happening. But then I'm getting in for 9. And I'm hellbent, so I think I just need to...
Right. I will agree to your terms and conditions.
Yeah. So I could, like, kill the Plundering Barbarian, say, oh, you know, your top card better be good. But if you just, like, have to play Galazeth again at 6 mana, you have to use, you know, all your mana plus Cold Steelheart probably, and I think that's just more worthwhile for me. Plus I have this Luris, so at some point it's possible I just bring this Light Scribe back, and I'd rather just...
I think I will put Galazeth Prismari back in my command zone. Alright, I'll go ahead and cast him one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Plundering Barbarian makes more sense as a blocker here than an attacker, so we'll just cast the turn.
Interesting. So I can drew land, could cast this Luris, but I think I'd rather take you off this Castle Vantress, because if we're both top decking and you have Castle, that feels worse for my side.
Alright, we get an island.
But I will buy the Luris. So I could trade Killian for Plundering Barbarian, which seems pretty dumb, so...
Well, not much going on my side of the battlefield. So I'll just send it right back to you.
Yeah, and that's some of, again, why I wanted to take you off Castle, because if we're just both top decking, we do nothing, and you get to Castle, then your Castle looks a lot better than my Castle. So I'm going to start with this, and no fighting over it. So I'm just going to get the Luris value while I can.
Oh, yeah. Alright, finally we get to do something sweet. Hello.
Okay, so what do I want you having the least? I guess probably this Luris. Light Scribe bad too, though.
Well, Witch's Oven did end up coming in handy, but so did the treasure token I made a few turns prior, so I think we're pretty satisfied with that. I think we'll serve with just the flyer and pass it back on over. Certainly far from over this game is. The serpent has been fed. It's gotta feel bad using a spot removal spell on your own creature.
Yeah, it's not really what I'm trying to do here, but...
Alright. And we're hoping to find a little bit of gasolina. As we very, very slowly chip away at Games' life total. Oh yeah, not even making progress this turn. In fact, I think he can just use this Castle Ardenvale repeatedly with the Witch's Oven to never take any damage here. Alright, goodbye, Seasoned Hallowblade.
Once again, gonna use one of my own cards to deal with one of my own cards.
Ooh. Let's use this bolt here. Get rid of Killian.
Oh.
I suppose he's coming back. Oh yeah, alright. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Here comes the Goldspan Dragon. I think we're gonna attack with only... Nah, we'll serve with everything.
Wow.
Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, the Goldspan Dragon's attacking because I want more treasure. It's like the whole point of this deck. Yeah, I'll send everything, I guess.
Sure, no blocks.
Alright, we have reduced our opponent to less than their starting life total.
Okay, that's a good draw.
Ooh, Luminarch Aspirant. Start beating the crap out of me.
What was that about starting life total?
My opponent is back above their starting life total. Alright, continue to attack with Goldspan Dragon. Now we're gonna chill with the Galazeth.
Oh, I don't have double white. Alright, well. Food it is.
You would need one more mana as well.
No, I would have had it if...
Oh, okay, yeah.
If Hall of Oracles, but... Oh, well, here we are.
Uh-huh. I drew this one, it wasn't looking great.
Okay, so I can put... I guess I want to start getting this out of range, because there's no way I was going to get Killian up over. So here it's possible that I get both creatures to 4/4s.
All right. Well, if I ever draw anything,
yeah, you got it.
It's I think at this point I'm just gonna hang back with everything. Just need to draw any draw spell. Should end the game here.
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's pretty good.
Down goes Plundering Barbarian.
Because now I can seemingly trade this Killian for... So, if I full swing here, you just eat my 2 creatures and Killian gets through. If I swing Killian and the 1/1... Alright, I'm in on that, I think.
Do you trade for Killian?
So... Because we're top decking at this point, if you top deck an X spell or something, it's good whether or not you have your commander. It's probably good enough anyway. So I'm just going to take care of the non-recurable Goldspan.
My mana cut in half. Now I only have access to a measly 20 mana.
God damn it!
Draw spell acquired.
God damn it! Blue Sun Zenith.
Oh, it's worse.
Oh no! Culmination of studies.
It's worse.
Oh no. Expansion explosion.
Oh yeah, you know it. All right. Wait, hold on. Let me library check. Okay, we're good.
Sure. Well, I am now glad I think that I got rid of the Goldspan. If you had just like explosion for
it would have been lethal. That's true, but I couldn't count on drawing this card specifically. All right.
Yeah.
So hopefully, this number of cards will be sufficient for winning this game. I'm gonna have to make some tough discard choices here.
I also should have just drawn a card, or sacked the Luminarch Aspirant, but I do not think it's likely to matter.
Alright, don't need this one. Don't need this one. Probably don't need this one, although it's funny. This one. Oh, I am interested. Get rid of this one. I still have to discard more? Oh my god.
You do have 15 cards in hand. You have to discard 8 cards.
This is... I like drawing cards. I don't like the discard part. We probably have enough treasures that we don't need Zorn. Man, still more, huh? Alright, I guess I'll get rid of that too. Alright.
Okay, well, that's a draw.
Ooh, down goes Galazeth.
So...
Put him back in my command zone.
Can make another 1/1 or buff these other 1/1s, so I'm just gonna put a counter here. Try to get more damage while I can.
Alright, down to just 5 life here. But swimming in mana. Alright, let's redeploy Galazeth.
Yep.
This is the power of Galazeth. Each time coming down, making another treasure token is just such an overwhelming amount of advantage. It's really difficult to overcome. We'll just go ahead and pass a turn from here. And just the raw ecstasy of putting Expansion Explosion on the stack, X equals 16, is just chef's kiss.
So I can get in for 1 damage here, but it's possible I get in for 1 damage there.
Oh
but...
yeah, all right, and now to end this game in rousing style.
Uh-oh.
We're going to develop a Gigundus board. Let's see, so we're going to need 4 on this one, this and this. Tap some treasure tokens, make a 6/6. Metallurgic Summonings is insane in this deck. Even if games here had some remote chance of getting back into this game, the fact that Metallurgic Summons can just rebuy every single spell from my graveyard and allow me to just do this again is just going to be too much here, I think. And here we're just casting 20 mana worth of spells, making an absolute mountain of monsters.
Also, the constructs made from Metallurgic Summons can technically pay for more spells, so you're simultaneously ramping and also making...
Is this lethal?
What the... what?
I guess it's not quite, because I can't, the treasures are tapped.
Yeah, they're tapped. You would need, like, a KCI or something to just delete me. Okay.
Alright,
So...
well... Okay.
I do not expect to be long for this world, but...
Alright, we're gonna take out Killian, Ink Duelist here. And then actually, while we're at it...
Oh god. Looks at all this lethal coming my way. Alright, so what if...
I guess we could also make a bird.
Well, okay.
Alright. Alright, so now mana check. I'm going to play this land. We've got 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 mana plus 14 treasures. If Lantern Storm attacks, that's 15 treasures. That's 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 total mana. Man, we're just off.
of making me draw my whole deck with...
So actually, here we can use Metallurgic Summonings as a ramp spell by casting...
Brass's Bounty.
Brass's Bounty once again.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, I would dare.
Oh no. You can... Thank God you can't expansion Brass's Bounty.
Alright, now this turn is very important that I get exactly right. I think I can just delete myself if I cast this. All right.
You do only have 17 cards in library.
I guess we're gonna let the skipper deliver the final blow. This is 19, and he can't sack a food. All right. Here we
you're
go.
gonna have an additional treasure too, so you can sack 20 treasures, making Lannery Storm. You will have to, I believe, click through manually. I'm not sure if you keep.
Okay, this is just too much. We've had enough.
Okay.
I assume I have
You just
enough
need to
mana
make
for
sure
this.
you don't. You just can't draw the cards with expansion or with explosion. You need me to.
Yeah, I've got enough mana. All right. Boom.
Ooh, bunch of cool cards.
Man, this deck is so awesome. All right, let's play one more, and I think that'll be a wrap. I think that game showed the power of Galazeth. You know, we were trading 1 for a while there, but eventually I just had such a mana advantage that drawing an X-Spell allowed me to go way over the top, and at the end it wasn't even close.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to the first match, but with the roles reversed.
Indeed.
Well. No, I've decided to become you.
Games is, of
see
course,
how.
joking because I built a Temet deck with a very similar game plan as this Krydle one. Now, this matchup is just this is just rude games. This certainly going to be difficult. I think this hand I kind of have to keep. But Krydle very good against Galazeth. Again, pressure plus counterspells is a pretty good way to answer a deck like this, which is trying to build up a resource advantage. Generally, Galazeth, you know, you want to be playing against creature decks, mid-range decks, stuff that gives you enough time to set up. A deck like Krydle, I imagine my opponent will have a counterspell for the rest of the game, which will make it difficult for me to win.
No
hesitation,
thought about
huh?
it. No, just
That's just mean, really. Alright, so here I could cast Galazeth, but I'm suspicious that if I attempt that, it will not end well for me, so I'm just going to pass the turn. Let Krydle keep smacking me, smuckering me, puckering my cheeks. I have no regrets about my choice of words.
sure. Don't need that one.
Siren Storm Tamer, huh? Alright, I will now cast my instant speed spell. I will discard, which I suspect is poor in this matchup.
Yeah, I did not expect it to be very good.
I've been quenched, unsurprisingly. Well, now we will try and get the skipper down. Not a lot of cards that can counter him from here. Yeah, that one will do it. I'll put him back in my command zone. Play this guy. And continue to get my cheeks puckered. Man, all I wanted to do was swindle, you know?
Yep.
Good news is, games here is running low on cards.
But scrying every turn usually means I'm keeping whatever card is best suited to closing this out. Ooh, that was really good.
Alright, well, I will try again.
Yeah, that one is going to resolve.
Hooray! Right. Now I might even be able to block something.
Probably not this one. That's probably good enough.
Alright. I'm gonna cast this thing.
Okay. So... Well, I gotta go for it.
Alright, secret mode.
Wow. Yeah?
That spell resolved. I've got a decent chance now at taking down this game. I suppose it's stalemate then. That one's okay. Right, take a draw step here. Play this guy. No. Auto Tapper's really has it in for me. Let that be a lesson to everyone prospecting to play the Unfriendly Brawl. The Auto Tapper does not have your best interests at heart. In fact, it has your absolute worst interests at heart. And unfortunately, I drew a bunch of counterspells, which are going to allow me to force through this River's Rebuke and hopefully set games behind too far on mana to come back into this game. And we'll start a counterattack here.
Okay, so how do I want to do this? Kind of awkward, but take the spell swindle, so we're not worried about that.
Okay. Move to attacks. We're gonna get in with the whole crew here. Now, keep the pressure up. I'm going to play my Plundering Barbarian, make a treasure token, or is it a Mock Sapphire? Unknown. And pass a turn. Murkwater Pathway. The extra mana here will be good for games because he can start developing his threats a little bit more efficiently. And here I'm actually going to activate my Mind Stone to find another card. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play this. Because it's going to make me another 3/3. Force out the counterspell from games. Oh, and that's just game. We'll attack all.
Yeah, and I have to... I don't know if there's anything specific that gets me out of it, but blocking just the 6/6 still puts me on, 2-turn clock and leaves me without my commander, so...
Unfortunately for me, I drew the best 1-mana red spell in the game to finish him off with Xaxes. We could have actually bought back the Lightning Bolt with Metallurgic Summons and done a bit more damage, but... yeah, sweet. So, we can wrap up the video there. I think we saw the deck in action against, a bunch of different types of decks. We saw it against a control deck like the Tamiyo deck. We saw it against a more mid-range creature-based deck with that Killian deck, and we saw it against an aggressive tempo-based deck with that Krydle, and we saw that, how it's able to win some of these matchups by using mana advantage to kind of gradually accrue resources over time, and then using that to double spell and play draw spells to overwhelm the opponent with value. And we saw there in that last game with that Metallurgic Summons being forced through, put us really far ahead. So anyway, thanks for the games.
Thanks for playing.
And we'll see you next time on theunfriendlybrawl.com.